Yeah, this is the second part. Hopefully the first part will go through. It's, I don't even know where I left off at last time. It's the fact that you think outside the box. You know what I mean? Somebody comes up to you and says that you like, for example, nobody's doing their history, nobody's doing their research. I'm a pawn in this world. If a clash comes out where all of a sudden black people are against white people don't like black people, Chinese want to come down and kill everybody, and Muslims and Christians are at war over what? We're all dead in 100 years anyways, and our children are going to be suffering over our mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And politicians and politics and the government, they want you to believe this. And then the Roman Catholic Church, they going to say what they want you to believe, because it's all about money. It's all about power. It's all about that struggle, the almighty dollar. The Satan is right now sitting there twiddling his thumb saying, you all fall under my master fucking plan for the end of this world. We got front row seats, everybody. Here we go. World War fucking 3. Look at this. And we have enough nuclear weapons to destroy everybody in the world. With every failed democracy breeds dictatorship. And democracy seems to be failing around the world as far as I'm concerned. And as a black man, I like the fact that you're willing to stand up and you say what's right, because quite frankly, it amazes me, because you think outside the norm, you think outside the box. You're not going to listen to one black man and say, hey, you should be offended by this man right here. Why? Because you're black. No, you sit back and say, hold on, let me do a little research. Because if a lot of these people who sat down and saw that I did that blackface video, not to be offensive, and I'm not going to make it a habit, and I can understand some people will be very offended by it, because on one hand, so here's the thing. On one hand, white people were mocking black people, making their faces, painting their faces, right? But for some strange reason, it's only some black people that are offended, and that's beyond me. They're offended, but they tend to forget that they did Chinese, they did Indians, and they did any other race. And as a matter of fact, the guy from soon tell you who it was. You ever seen the movie Casablanca? I believe it was the guy that played the piano. It was the guy that sang. Like Sam that played the piano, he put on whiteface, and to us, I guess back in the days, it was funny. But let me not linger on that topic too long. On one side, it's extremely offensive. On the other side, it brought African American entertainment to the mainstream world. They took their music, they took their beats, they took their rhythms, and they put it on the show. So all of a sudden, white people that wouldn't be listening to this stuff is watching these actors perform this melodious jazz, that just the African beats just coming through, and everything evolved into what we know as hip hop, R&B, and all this stuff today. But all you hear on one side is I'm offended, honky, you gonna die. But they don't look at this other side, and they don't sit back and say, alright, I guess there was something positive out of this. I tell you what, let's leave it at that and move on. Now, if somebody's being offended, yeah, be offended because the content is offensive. Don't be offended because somebody told you to be offended. Be offended because the content is offensive. And I'm not going to sit down and I'm not going to condone all my white brothers to go ahead and paint your face black, because deep down inside it is very offensive. But what I'm going off on a tangent again. I'm just talking. Thank you for watching these long videos that I've been putting up for a while. And I guess I might as well talk about the rest of this 10 minutes too. I condone you on your efforts to tell the world how you feel. I definitely condone it. I am watching your videos some more, and please keep them coming. Don't get too extreme with it, because God knows Uncle Sam is watching, and there's people out there with lots of money a lot more money than we have and a lot more power than we have that can stamp us in a heartbeat and label us with something else. But anyways, maybe I'm just over exaggerating, maybe I'm saying the truth. What else can I tell you? I wish more people would think the way you think, and I give you my full support. Yeah, I do. Big up yard, Jamaica, and I hope to God that the world will live how Jamaicans live and how the Caribbean people live. And the Caribbean should be an example for the world as far as I'm concerned, because Muslims, Christians and Jews, they all live together without fear of somebody else saying anything bad about them. And they're not, I think the Caribbean, we really aren't in this power hungry struggle. We value life and the way we live life. That's not to say that we don't have our differences, and that's not to say that because of the government certain people are led astray and led away. But if and this is what I think is happening, this is definitely what I think is happening. What I think is happening is people are uneducated and they don't read because they're uneducated and illiterate. So they don't, a lot of this information in which we already know, my friend Mr. TV Shock, they don't know this information. So I guess it's up to people like me and you to help educate. And that's why Bob Marley used to sing his songs, to educate the black man. You know, yeah, a lot of the messages was anti-white, and a lot of the messages were, you know, my computer, by the way, is screwing up, so I'm just gonna leave it at this. It's gonna be hard for the world to live together and share the same views, because as long as we have our own opinions, and as long as I want what's best for my kids and my offspring, and this is my way of life, I'm always going to disagree with somebody else. The fact that I'm making a video like this, somebody else might not like it. But I commend you, Mr. TV Shock. I share your opinions, and I'm going to stop at that. And I definitely would like to hear a response. Maybe we can come up with a couple ideas, brainstorm. I think we need to get the debates going. So the problem is people are putting up videos on YouTube and no real good debates are taking place. All it is anti this and anti that, and hop on my train. This is how I feel. And then I'm going to only approve the comments that I feel are just worthy to approve of, and fuck everybody else. I never do that. I could delete all the bad comments said about me, but I don't. Anyways, my time's running short, Mr. TV Shark. All the best to you. All the best to your videos. I look forward to a video response, and I really hope you had the time to watch me just rambling on. Yeah.